what is the result of your investigation about work conditions in China?
We had conducted undercover investigation in some supplier factories that manufacturing for global giant fast fashion brands, and we did expose that actually working condition is harsh. Workers were forced to work overtime for 12 hours a day and only have 1 or 2 rest days a month. And besides that, they're exposed to toxic chemicals when they're working without wearing protective gears. And that is so besides that, actually the trade unions inside the factories were dominated by the management. So when workers went on a strike, the management will crack them down by call the police and dismiss the worker representatives.
So it's very difficult to make an undercover investigation in these factories.
Yeah, it's not easy, but we managed to do it under the suppression.
Most of these workers are women.
Inside the garment and factories that we have investigated, the majority of them are women. And if the factory is located in a coastal city, then there tend to be more younger women. But for the Indian factories, there are more middle-aged women.
And the brands are mostly foreign brands, are not Chinese ones.
Yeah, because of the favorable policy by the Chinese government to attract a lot of foreign investment. Actually, there's so many supplier factories that is manufacturing for global brands, and they export a large amount of garments every year.
Salaries in these factories, and how is it possible for workers to survive with so low salaries?
I would say that obviously today in China the minimum wage is not a sustainable wage for workers. So in this way they were working for overtime or not is not their option. They were forced to work for overtime in order to struggle to make a living.
But if you add the regular time with the overtime, how many hours are workers in a factory? Hours spending a day?
It depends. For example, in a shoes factory, working for 12 hours a day is quite normal. And in some extreme case, when they're rushing the orders to make the delivery to the brands on time, the workers could work up to 20 hours a day, so which means that they have to work from early morning until midnight and sleep for a while and then begin another day's work.
And this for 5 days a week or 6?
For example, in the shoe factories, workers have to work for 30 or 29 days a month, which means that they only have 1 to 2 rest days. In this way, actually the workers is not possible to have social life. They're quite isolated because of the excessively long working hours.
And the unions are not independent.
Yeah, so actually only trade, so according to Chinese law, it's not allowed to have independent trade union, but there are like wave of strikes happened and vibrant labor movement keep happening unless there's no like genuine trade union for workers.